Hello everyone and welcome back to the video. Today I've got episode 3 of the Legendary Tournament Games series on my YouTube channel, and I've got an absolute banger game for you right now. It's from Red Bull Wololo 2 way back in the day here, and it's going to be between MBL and Kapoch, and of course it's going to be again on Empire Wars. I will be mixing in some random map games going forward in the series. Don't think it's all Empire Wars all of a sudden. Just that we had a lot of tournaments from Red Bull and they produced some amazing games. But Empire Wars is still really fun. They just start in feudal age with a developed economy and a bit of a base. But after that, it's pretty much like normal random map, like the normal Age of Empires 2 we're all used to. And yeah, this game is going to be between MBL and Kapoch. Now, it is a round of 16 single elimination match, best of 5. The winner advances to the round of 8, which is the quarterfinals. The loser is out. Just to set the stage a little bit for you guys, MBL was the clear favorite going into it because Kapoch was not just returned to the scene. He obviously had like a year of practice, but it was like the first tournament that we really saw Kapoch in. The first like maybe 1, 2, or 3 tournaments they really saw him in after he took a long break, because of course he was a returning player, and MBL was the clear favorite going into it. But of course it's a banger set. Kapoch with amazing preparation. It's 2-2, best of 5, the last game on Atacama. Crazy map. Khmer Berbers, both amazing cav civs, both can play archers and scrims if they need to as well, and it's just going to be a fantastic aggressive game from both these players. And let's just see how it plays out here. We're going to hop right in. I think Nilly and someone else is casting it. I'll be mixing my commentary with the commentary at the time to give you guys all kinds of flavor for the match. Let's hop right in and enjoy this game.
We will approach this one. The action is on MBL in the red trunks here on Atacama. I will quickly show you the map. We have a lot of small forests with only 5 trees, and it is basically impossible to wall. Fighting for the center where we have all the wood. Map is pretty damn open, and that's why we see all the mobility. We see a stable opening here from MBL, and we see an archer opening by Kapoch. Interesting.
So is he going to play this super defensively? I know you asked me what the keys were for him, and I said be aggressive early. Is he going to keep these archers at home? Or is he going to add a ton of spearmen and then a stable soon and try and go forward?
He goes 2 spearmen. I think if I play archers against scouts and I know it, the first move out is like 2 spearmen, 1 archer. And just go for the aggression. Try to block him from the wood line in the center. Maybe punish them on the berries or something.
Ooh. He's housed early. Real early. Badly housed.
Alright, really good way to set the stage there from the casters here. As you can see, Berbers from Kapoch opting to open with an archer range, going for a few archers, few spearmen. Khmer, on the other hand, for MBL, opening some scouts. Notice how MBL goes really early into the center now. I would kind of call this a little bit greedy, maybe a little bit of a mistake, because you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable position versus your opponent that might attack you. Of course, MBL is not stupid though. He's going to make a house, and he's going to try and defend himself by using the house and of course the Khmer trick to garrison that house and to keep his villagers safe. That's kind of his game plan. And it works to a decent, decent degree here. He's got the villas in there. Although they're safe, they are idle. So, there is a little bit more nuance to the situation. Kapoch, with his early pressure, gets some pretty good value here. Forces a lot of us to idle and forces the scouts back. Also, MBL drops down a range fast because he needs to adapt to the situation. Clear to say, Kapoch is winning the early game with his nice little archer range opening to surprise MBL. But hold on. Kapoch sending 4 vills forward at the same time. That's when you know this game is already going to be a classic. Going forward, it's literally winner goes on in the tournament with losers out, and Kapoch is ready to send 4 vills forward with his aggression to continue putting the pressure. Tower goes forward, but MBL is looking for the counterattack. Let's see what the casters have to say about the situation.
He sees those villagers still stuck in that house. And MBL looking for an opportunity, and Kapoch's base has actually got 3 scouts there, and no spearmen in sight. Sorry, 4 scouts for MBL.
Oh, but those villagers walking faster, having the Berber bonus, might save herself. Jumping in there, that was the Berber bonus for you. Otherwise, she's dead.
Yep. And these villagers, well, if MBL engages against the spear, I think he can...
Dave! Kapoch should wall in the house.
That's what I was thinking too, but MBL could just delete the lumber camp. So,
well, just gate it in with the lumber camp. Is she thinking about it? Please, that would be the craziest move ever.
I think MBL's forgotten that the villagers are in there. To be honest, he should have taken them out a long time ago. He's taking the wood.
Yeah, really messy situation right off the bat, as you can see. Really good use from MBL though to go for a counterattack using the Khmer bonus where the farms can be dropped anywhere. So MBL is making the best out of a tricky situation, just trying to expand his base as much as possible here. And yeah, Kapach obviously running around with spears and archers. Not going to be the strongest force to kill villagers, but you know, it's not the worst either. Might find one here, and MBL saves the villager. Oh my god, that is crazy there. So both players saved a villager in the nick of time. As you can see, quite the aggressive early game here. MBL is pulling ahead in terms of villagers though. He's up 3 vills. But remember, he's got 4 vills idle in that one house, which is just super bad for his economy right now. So MBL is in a bit of a weird spot where he's under a lot of pressure, but trying to survive and to stabilize. But he forgot 4 villagers, which makes things a lot more awkward. This is a really weird situation as Kapach continues to put the pressure now with some scouts. So archers, spears, and scouts coming through now. And that's, of course, very tricky to handle. And going for a lot of that early game aggression. 2 vills down now. It's kind of a mess. Let's see what the casters have to say about it.
Doesn't really get the connection against the skirmishers. Now he is through that so much army, 15-7.
MBL's forced to commit with the villagers here, but so many of them are wounded. He can't do this for very long.
The second wave should get so many kills there. One skirmisher is trying to push them away. Scout around here. 4 archers doing a good job. MBL is forced to go back even further. This looks great for our Argentinian.
Yep, the underdog maybe providing an upset here as the 4 villagers are still in the house, by the way, for MBL. This is getting kind of ridiculous at this point.
It's like... Okay, they will have some nice bedtime stories to tell each other there. They like each other.
Really, really good pressure here from Kapach, especially opening archers and being able to put this much pressure down early, and MBL just not able to deal with it at all.
MBL slowly getting onto reasonable numbers, but as we take a look at any upgrades here, MBL, okay, he just finished the defense upgrade for his scouts, tries to get onto Bloodline, some dancing here, feels like the slightly better engagement for MBL, if you ask me.
Yeah, the armor's really coming in.
Really big moment here. Big fights, and as you can see, skirmisher and archer transition from MBL. Kind of saving the day for him a little bit, because if not, he would have no answer to the spearmen. There was like 4 spears from Kapach there. So MBL trying to hold on. He's making good use of the villagers as well. Notice the villagers fighting all the time here. That's a really good way to help out your engagements, just the small like fights when you don't have the same amount of army as your opponent. Use your villagers to help out there. They're pretty strong in the early game. But of course, you don't want to overdo it with the villagers, because then you have a lot of idle time. Look at the wood economy from MBL for a second here. He's walking like 10 tiles to drop off at that lumber camp. And the reason being, he obviously got kicked off the lumber camp in the front. So Kapach's aggression just giving him so much value here. And MBL is in a lot of problems.
Objective for MBL is just to stabilize. And there's another tower. Or sorry, his first tower. The tower was from Kapach before, and the villagers are still in the house, by the way.
We were really not like. Is that like self-isolation, home office? What's going to?
That's their what do they call it? Their social bubble there. Oh, they came out.
Oh,
they're out.
Social bubble ended. And instantly.
You gotta wonder it back in.
Oh, okay. Just a prank. Just a prank.
So now he's gonna engage against that tower, take that out, maybe clear up this archer with the scouts.
No, they can't take that out. The scouts are coming over, and archers as well. Archers hops in, and scouts taking that engagement back into self-quarantine.
Yeah, really good use of MBL now, or of the Khmer house bonus from MBL. He obviously forgot those vills for a long time, but he's now starting to make use of them, hitting the tower a little bit, kind of, making the most out of a weird situation with that forward tower. But he can't run away with the vills anymore. Like, now it's too late, because if he tries to run away, Kapach can catch him and easily take him out. So let's see what MBL can do with the situation. He's obviously massing a lot of scouts, spreading across the map like crazy. But his wood economy is the real big killer right now, because it's obviously extremely inefficient. Kapach looping around now to that lumber camp on the top. Crazy stuff.
I was playing a game against Miguel where he built 17 lumber camps, I believe, before he reached Imp.
You would count them.
I would count them. Yeah, I did my chat like, let's go all for predictions. And everyone like, lol. In the end, it were 20.
Oh, the villagers came out, killed the tower, and now they're back in the house.
That was actually insane. So MBL using that house to kill that tower, absolutely massive. He made use of those villagers to the best degree. And now, look at that. Look at the situation on hand. Kapach has 10 scouts. For someone who opened archers, he's got more scouts than MBL. But MBL does have, does have forging, does have bloodlines in. Kapach missing forging. So MBL is still in a good position with his scouts, but it feels like Kapach does have the momentum ever so slightly. But like I said, it's extremely even considering what went down in this early game. Now a big counterattack from MBL looking for that wood line, which is obviously extremely exposed because Kapach, was the guy attacking the entire game, not thinking about defense. But a big moment here as Kapach is in MBL's base. MBL's in Kapach's base. Big moment here is Kapach goes for the quick walls, actually fails it and sends everything back. Crazy.
Piece themselves up.
2 scouts and archers are coming over. That will be some losses for sure. Meanwhile, at the
What
other
a
side,
swing!
we are only attacking 1 scout. That's going to be some dead villagers.
That's a crazy swing from MBL, and Kapach is sending weak ones in. There goes another one.
But archers here for the defense. Suddenly, both players with the same amount of villagers.
This is, like, I know it's an overused meme that Tristan calls MBL a cockroach, but really, he is. Like, I don't know how he's still alive at this point in the game. I don't know how he's putting pressure on Kapach at all, but he is somehow.
MBL with the score lead now takes an okay fight against all the archers. Kapach not
has the
microing
armor.
at all. Indeed, bloodlines and the armor looking pretty good. Has forging as well.
Great
The
fight.
archers still lacking the defense upgrade. That was way better than what I expected.
Yeah. Armor in the feudal age against archers just does so well, especially when you have forging, so you can get that extra damage output. Kapach taking a fight against the scouts from MBL in his own base. Looks like he killed another villager, but now he's got no pressure on MBL's economy. Can MBL come back from this? It looked like he was out there for like 5 straight minutes. It looked like he was just, it was a matter of time.
Indeed, it was a lot of aggression on MBL. We might have saw him die in like 2-3 minutes under other circumstances, but he managed to hold on. But now he finds himself in this situation where he's actually the guy who's going to be first to cast Lich. Look at the resources from MBL. The Khmer farms are absolutely insane. He's got 900 food in the bank, almost at 200 gold as well. He's ready to click and continues to find damage on Kapach. What a turnaround from MBL. Being the favorite to then almost die to the underdog and then pulling it back to being the first to cast Lich. Crazy stuff, but Kapach is not out yet. He's using his archers. He's going forward. He's obviously got a big, massive archers that is, it's relatively unmatched right now because MBL invested all those resources into the Castle Age.
And we still have full aggression from Kapach. Military is 28-9 though. Kapach, he needs to do damage within the next 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, and MBL needs to avoid losing his economy. So he just needs to shift his villagers around,
But
try
where
and
to?
protect them.
Where to, Dave?
The tower.
Where to?
There's houses. Isolate now.
But that's like not shifting, that's hiding.
Shifting, hiding. That's just semantics at that point.
Okay.
Big pressure now from Kapach. As you can see, the casters are trying to find a solution for MBL's villagers. Where does he go? He can hide in the houses, of course, but you're not really accomplishing a whole lot if you just hide all your villagers right now. It's still massive idle time. Tower is helping a lot on defense here, though. MBL with a lot of scouts trying to hold the situation. Kapach pretty much full feudal right now. He's not even worried about Castle Age. He wants to end the game right now, and this is the moment he needs to strike. MBL is, 30 seconds away from Castle Age at this point, and the big fight takes place. Kapach jumps under the tower. MBL tries to defend against the archers. The villagers are all idle, as you can see, and Kapach is taking somewhat of an okay fight, but it feels better for MBL. It feels like MBL's about to hold. He's in Castle Age now, but all of the food economy was idled. MBL gets Castle Age with 5 food in the bank, and 5 on food now. So although he does clear up all that aggression, he has nothing to do in Castle Age. He has literally nothing to do. He has spent all of his food on the scouts, and now he doesn't have any food left to make knights, and that's the big the big problem with the situation. It's really the best way to put it here. Kapach continues to commit on full feudal as well. As you can see, not even considering castage yet, continues to put on the pressure. He's up 20 villagers, a little bit deceiving because of course the castage timing adds a lot there. MBL trying to add a lot of knights now, trying to find food wherever he can. These 4 vills, great job from MBL not losing them, but they're not very efficient, just idling in the house all game.
5 villagers to the front.
Dude, he loves that house.
Yeah. And I don't think that it's the greatest move ever by Kapach to go for those.
He's repairing it again.
And then it's guaranteed 5 villager kills, yes, but don't you want to do the damage against the food and gold eco at the top? So tough to judge.
NBL behind now by over 20 villagers. He doesn't have...
Actually, I really want to comment on that because that was a really good commentary from Nilly. One of the craziest things if you're going for full feudal is you need to idle your opponent's economy. Like idling gold economy, food economy, farms and stuff, one of the best things you can do. So beautifully put from Nelly there. Do you choose the free 5 villager kills or do you idle the villagers up top? It's really hard to say, but in this case Kapach did go for the free 5 villager kills. But of course MBL is trying to make it as not free as possible, trying to fight with the knights here. But it feels like with the Spearman edition, with the amount of scouts Kapach has, he's doing a really good job of never losing fights. And he does pick up the... Well, actually, 1 villager. NBL hops back in with the other 4. So it's still a crazy situation. And NBL says, you know what? I've had enough. I can't fight him. I'm going for the counterattack. 5 knights across the map now from NBL. Crazy moment in the game as Kapach continues to invest into full feudal here. Absolutely ridiculous here. The counterattack from NBL, though, finding damage right away.
Some wall offs here. The knights kind of getting debated away.
If he gets in on that wood line, if Kapach doesn't have any reinforcements there...
Oh, Dave! This could be the comeback chance. I know
the scouts are going in and the archers are coming back, and MBL has knights to defend, and he has knights in the wood line from Kapach.
And it sounds like a hypecaster thing to say, like, oh, the comeback is possible, but actually it is. There will be so many dead villagers.
We were saying how far ahead Kapach was in eco. That's like 7 villagers dead, 8 now.
He's still a solid 25 ahead after this, but, well, knights, we can get to those. 3 more in the queue, but scouts again at the woodline in the top.
You can already see why this is a legendary game, man. Kapach, still in feudal age, continues to raid MBL. MBL with a crazy knight counterattack here. Absolutely insane. It's a bloodbath. His villas dying everywhere. And now Kapach, he can't deal with knights in his economy. He can only deal with knights if he's fighting them head on. But MBL beautifully spreading out his knights, running away the low HP ones. Could even get a monastery later and heal them up. MBL is at the limit. Barely any resources, just enough to create a few knights and put that pressure. Score is neck and neck. Winner takes all here. What can Kapach do to stabilize against these knights? He's trying his best to, chase them around with archers, make some spearmen, but he's taking losses. And MBL down to 25 vills. That's the story of this game. MBL has the score lead with 25 vills here. And Kapach with 59, but he's still the guy on defense for the most part here. These knights are causing so much pressure.
24 villagers.
Do you think Kapach could build another lumber camp?
I think he could think about it.
But actually,
For
like
sure.
Berbers, they walk faster, so why would you?
Oh my goodness, what a scrappy game here. As Kapach keeps going in, he knows how many villagers he's killed. Just keep killing them. Dive with the scouts. Keep killing villagers.
More knights are coming over. Kapach needs to run. Lots of idle villagers now by him. Was really scared there. More knights coming through the center. Some spearmen to defend. Actually, funnily trapped knight there. 1 spearman. Now sent the next champion in there. And archers for the defense should be good. Whew. Small time to breathe.
How does MBL ever deal with these archers?
Maybe
It's going to be a
getting the
struggle.
scorpion out.
Yeah, it's just, does he have the wood eco for Does he have the eco for anything at this point?
Not really. Sends more villagers into the watchtower. And honestly, with every other civilization than Khmer, this game is long over. MBL being able to save the villagers into the house over and over again. Having the farms so exposed.
Oh, another good raid from him, though. At the front, on that same wood line.
Oh, and there's not a lot of spearmen. Villagers need to be pulled.
They're weak villagers, too. They're going to go down easy.
And these counterattacks with the knights, constantly running into that wood line. You might ask yourself, Kapach, why are you not walling? 3 houses, this wood line's completely walled. The answer is the tournament nerves, man. There's so much going on. We see one spot, they're seeing the entire map. It's just hard to manage everything. And especially on a map like Atacama, you're not focusing on walling, and so that's why a simple wall off from Kapach to save him so much grief was overlooked in this case. And look at Kapach now. He's so far from Castle Age. He's got 900 gold. Why? Because his food and wood economy was disturbed. All the villas on gold are working, but nothing else is. And now MBL continues to further his lead in terms of keeping Kapach away from Castle Age. But you know, the part B of the story is the fact that MBL is still on 26 villas. You know, his economy is terrible, even though he's killing a lot of Kapach's villagers. Kapach now makes a market, looking to take a tip out of Huang's book to buy all that food. You don't need any villas on food to go up to Castle Age if you have a market. But again, there's a hole. Kapach is trying to wall now finally, but there's a hole. And MBL hitting one side, distracting, hitting the other. Kapach looking a little stupid, chasing after knights with archers and spears. But what more can he do? Like, that's literally the best thing he can do. And it looks really weird, you know? He's just running after knights. But of course, that's the mobility. That's what being an age up gets you. And of course, MBL, his economy, starting to get back into shape. 28 vills. It's now only 12 vills apart. Who is winning it? The market going up now for Kapach. That's going to be a big deal for him because he's got a lot of gold. He wants to get to Castle Age probably. And he's got a big ball of archers. We heard the commentators talking about how to deal with archers, especially if they get to crossbows. Castle Age for Kapach. This game is only now getting started. That's why it's a legendary game, baby. Let's go back to the casters.
The production at the moment, MBL, a villager. Kapach,
Dude,
nothing.
his farming eco is a ghost town. Everything is on that gold. Everything is wandering around that way. The villagers are going back through the knights. What is happening?
Oh, Archer's trying to defend MBL, losing some of his knights, some of them trying to find another angle. 500 score lead. I think he simply didn't do the best job of splitting his archers. Villagers so exposed, didn't really wall his woodline. Now finally the gold is walled.
4 villagers difference between these two players.
But it's still 4 times.
MBL.
It's 4 times the army, Dave. Surely Kapach has to finish this game with Castle Age crossbowmen, no?
Maybe. I mean,
has to.
MBL should be thinking about a siege workshop soon. Get those scorpions on the field, defend against that if possible. I think he still thinks he's far behind in villager count. Farther behind than he is.
Does he though? He also looked at like, okay, I just killed like 30,
He's in on the
40
wood line
villagers.
again. He's gonna be ahead.
Look at that KD. We have one player in feudal age, Dave, and it's 200 to 120.
This game is insane, and he's using the mobility again to get in front of those villagers. He's gonna pick off like another 5 or 6. And Kapach doesn't have an economy anymore, and now he's going to the other gold. He sees it now from Kapach. There's weak villagers on that as well.
Uh-oh, gold. He can't quick wall that one in time.
Big moment here as Kapach gets the Castle Age. Of course, MBL does not have +2 armor. That's the reason why MBL can't commit to killing those crossbows because he doesn't have +2 on his knights, and it's very hard to afford it. But MBL finally has, gotten the villager lead. Crazy it is to say it, 32 to 26. He's got the villager lead, but he's got a new layer of challenges. Now Kapach is in Castle Age. He's going to get crossbowmen. He's going to try to get Bodkin Era soon as well. And it's going to be hard to defend crossbows. MBL does have a town center. He's at 500 score now. From where Kapach was to where MBL is now, you would not believe me if I told you. From 25 villas, MBL would get the villager lead in like 10 to 15 minutes of in-game time. It's absolutely ridiculous. Kapach now going to attack with crossbows. Can't afford Bodkin in the end. He chose to get other things. He's making a few camels as well and looking to put the pressure back. Using the camels to defend is a great choice now. Remember, Berber camels are cheaper. So Khmer, if you're on full knights, how do you deal with camels? How do you deal with the massive crossbows? It's a very weird situation. MBL investing into the town center might not be the smartest choice in this case, because that's a lot of resources that doesn't pay back until like 6-7 minutes.
Really has the mangonels to engage with the crossbows. Usually you would have to run with all of your villagers, which you should do with the ones at the back, actually.
Oh, some of them will be exposed. Let's take a look what Kapach can do. We're building one Scorpion against that. The better unit, probably. But I think he needs the high variance shots.
Yeah. He needs the game-changing shots. And Camel's now out on the field, which will do fairly well against that Scorpion. So now we've shifted again. MBL can't get in on that gold on the right-hand side. He's trying. He's trying again. He's in on the wood line again. Oh my god. Can you wall this?
Oh.
Please.
No, the
No.
Villagers. No. The others. Oh, okay. The others saved themselves. Whew. 2 down. I can live with that. Only now bot can arrow. It feels so
Kapoch.
scary having the crossbow there. I would be so scared of a Mongol popping every second. Oh,
Yeah,
gold.
you can
Dave,
see-
the gold. He didn't wall it. Ooh, walled it in time. Oh, villager.
He did snipe a villager in between, though.
Okay. going.
Interesting.
And uh-oh, he shift-clicked that one. Oh, it's so important to be very active. Tower goes down, or at least goes under 25% of the HP. Villagers are forced out there, and Camel's doing a good job.
The gold. The gold. The gold.
No, Dave, don't.
Again. Woo.
My heart rate in this game. 4 knights coming in the center, 3 camels for the defense. Kapoch is active there. MBL taking not the greatest fight. Good for Kapoch. Needs another camel, I believe, to defend this one. No, looks good. And now, Crossbowman. What can they do in the center? We'll find some villager kills, guaranteed.
Yeah, he's going to come in on that TC. MBL doesn't realize right away. He does have a Scorpion, though, so that's going to push Kapoch a little bit farther off. Bunch of weak crossbows in that group.
Ooh, gold is dying in the right-hand side. Dave, just a quick reminder, guys. We are starting this game with 27 villagers. We played this game for 41 minutes. One player's 35, the other one 27 villagers.
This is the
Absolute bloodbath. That's the best way to describe this game. 40 minutes in, and the players are at the starting point. Literally how it goes. Of course, Kapoch now has to find an answer to the Scorpions, because Scorpions, especially with Khmer guys, +1 range. They've got 8 range, they outrange the crossbows, and looks like MBL's holding for the time being, and he's actually up on, the Vil count. But the military count, it's all Kapoch, and MBL, he's got 0 on gold right now. It's very hard for him to take resources because the camels are controlling everything. So Kapoch has better units, but MBL has got the quote-unquote better economy with more villagers. But of course, quote-unquote, because he's not on gold, and that's a really big factor. Kapoch now continues to put pressure with the camels up top and looking around with the crossbows, finding a place to be. 300 score lead for MBL, but Kapoch seems to be in a slightly better position if you ask me here.
And MBL trying to go for a TC at the back. I kind of like that on the gold. Provided that Kapoch doesn't go back there. I don't think he ever will.
Did scout the gold spot there, but not really expecting it. Has some camels around. Sending a camel over for the defense here. Woodline over chopped in the center again. Crossbowman now building the monastery to heal them up. And all the camels. Makes a lot of sense.
So we've stabilized, I guess. This is crazy.
Dave,
dude.
close your eyes.
They're
Give me
close.
how much army does Kapoch have?
37.
Great. How much army does MBL have?
3.
You are a genius, my man.
40. Oh my god! I looked at 3 and then it went down to 2.
Oh, Siege Workshop now in the center. 2 Scorpion defense against 40 army.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and somehow Kapoch finds himself in a position where he's able to afford a forward siege workshop. I think if there's one thing that Kapoch did really well in this game is allocating his resources to the correct things. Like, he skipped Bodkin initially to afford camels. Amazing decision. He's now canceling his crossbowman production. He's not making more crossbows because he doesn't need. He already has 30 crossbows. That's enough. He's focusing on some siege right now. But MBL, he's also making some pretty good moves. He's making a town center to secure some gold up top. But Kapoch just found that town center and is denying that gold. This siege push is massive. If MBL can't find an answer to mangonels, he will lose his town center. He will lose access to wood on Atacama, which is just so massive. And it's just a crazy game, and it continues to get crazier by the minute here. An elephant of all things from MBL coming out. Mangonel has been popped up, so MBL now could try to deal with it. Does have the extra range Scorpions. Maybe that's something to deal with the Mangonel from distance. We'll have to wait and see here. That TC is under fire currently, though. Big moment in the game here as it continues to get more and more intense.
The others down for some healing. Lovely use of the monks. And if that TC falls, MBL... Well, the story of the game is kind of migrating his villagers.
I like the fact he's making a Mangonel now.
So important. And MBL, an absolute genius in Mangonel Micro. Yesterday, he played a best of 5 set against Mr. Yo. Outplayed him every single game when it comes to Mangonel Micro. Let's take a look what shots he can land. Oh, Crossbow going in deep.
That was very, very close. And like you said, MBL probably the best player in the game when it comes to Mangonel Micro, like on average. He does it so often. He's so good with it. And I love the fact that he sent a random knight into Kapach's eco as well. He knows how open it is.
Absolutely beautiful, indeed. So distracting. Will always get the free kills. Meanwhile, Mangonel's continuing to shoot. Actually, good sign for Kapach that he sees the Mangonel shooting here. Knows, okay, it's not attacking me. And gets some vision. Repair there. MBL not even having enough wood at the moment to repair his Mangonel.
I wonder... I see a world in which this game goes to the time limit and both players are under 100 pop.
That would be too crazy. That would be too crazy. Mangonel now moves forward. Maybe the spot for the Camels to go in. Ground attack pretty nice. Was a bit early though. Camels still
gotta repair with more.
low.
He's got to repair with more, but he doesn't have the wood.
No wood, Dave. And now jumping for the Mangonel, splitting away. Gets the shot off. Gets one Mangonel and 8 crossbow. Is it enough though? Military is 40 against 6. Kapach is going for the win.
But MBL is repairing the TC and Kapach is trying to go in. MBL hops in the TC just in time.
Needs to attack the TC now with the Mangonels as well. Both Mangonels very low. Needs to shoot. Bow and loses bows against the TC.
The Camels are going to clear up the Scorpions, but the TC will survive. I can't believe he got both with the TC there.
That was one of the best defensive plays of the game by far. MBL keeps his TC up and kills 3 Mangonels as well as some of Kapach's army. Kapach, of course, not out of it just yet. Goes back with the crossbows, back to raiding with the camels. MBL somehow keeping his town center alive, but he's got a 0 on wood, guys. He needs to maybe sell his stone, find some way to get some more wood in. Because if you don't have wood on this map, you can't really do a whole lot, especially when Siege is on the field here. Kapach keeping his crossbow mass is a really key factor here to defend the Mangonels. And of course, the few knights that MBL is having to raid, Kapach is now starting to answer with some camels. So now the big thing is Kapach is at 74 pop, MBL only at 48. Villager count neck and neck. Kapach is pulling ahead, but it's about this middle area. If Kapach messes up his push, he could be in a lot of trouble because MBL's economy is still pretty okay, relatively speaking, with the 3 town centers. But of course, no player has a good economy in this game.
Nothing to do with the Camels at all.
Camels debating some of the town center fire, still some repair, but remember guys, repairing is double the cost for TCs. Only wood, yeah, that's nice, but still very costly. More camels coming over for some healing, might lose some of them, and TC very problematic here for MBL.
Can't buy wood.
Ungarrisoned.
Can't buy wood.
Look at the resources, everything at the bottom for both players.
Oh!
Oh, what a big Mangonel shot there. But will it be enough? There's simply no military. So many villagers will go down. No repair coming in there. MBL did everything for the comeback score. Still better for MBL, but that's going to be so many losses.
Yeah, that's half his eco here. We've said that before, though. He's gone down to 20-something villagers before. Can he recover this time? I don't think so. I think Kapach has cleared this forward area up, and he's going to continue right into the center of MBL's base. What a game.
36 villager, 1 military for MBL. He is trying to run. He has 1 knight in the back, meaning he can't counterattack. He is trying to move away. He will lose his starting TC after losing the TC at the front. He has to call it. Kapach goes into the round of 8. Red Bull Vololo, number 2. One of the best games I've seen in my life.
And like you said, he doesn't just upset MBL. He doesn't just go into round 2. He does it on arguably one of the top 10 best games ever. The 5th game of the series. What an amazing comeback from Kapach. What an amazing struggle there from MBL to stay in the game. Whew. That's a great start.
Beautiful game there. You can see the praise from both Nilly and Dave. This game was absolutely incredible, and just the storyline, the underdog winning it in the end. 5th game, it's an open map, and both players just go through an absolute bloodbath. Look at the KD in the bottom here, 276 to 185. MBL having more kills. And it's just absolutely ridiculous how Capacho was able to, pull through. How MBL was able to survive at some point. Like, there was so many comebacks. Like, Capacho was winning early, then MBL came back, and then MBL was winning, and then Capacho came back, and then Capacho won. Absolutely ridiculous, an all-time classic, and it's been a pleasure to cover it in our legendary game series here on YouTube. Guys, thanks for watching and reminiscing on these amazing tournament games with me. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. Do give me feedback on this series. I'm still brand new to it, but I'm absolutely loving every minute of it. There's been some insane games of the past that kind of get overlooked as time goes on, but it's really good to go back and to take a look and see exactly what happened. I'm going to leave a link in the description below for the Red Bull channel. You guys can go watch this video on Red Bull's channel. I'll leave a link to it if you guys want to see the rest of the series and whatnot. But crazy game here. You can see the stats in the background. Thank you for watching the video, guys, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the game with me. Last thing I want to shout out is actually not anything from me, but it's the Red Bull tournaments coming up, or maybe like happening right now. If you guys are watching this, depending on when you're watching it, it might already have started. Of course, Red Bull Willow Legacy, the 6th edition of the Red Bull Willow series for Age of Empires 2. Big shout out to Red Bull for sponsoring our community and our scene, and it's been an absolute pleasure to play in all the tournaments to this date, and of course the biggest one coming up here, Red Bull Willow Legacy, $200,000 Age of Empires 2 tournament in a castle in Germany. Going to be absolutely massive, and of course it starts October 20th or 21st, something like that will be the first day of games. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Be sure to tune into that big tournament, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.